please stop nading me, bro. Like,
Team Nick.
Down to his final 6. Ah, he doesn't need many bullets.
The guy cannot be stopped on the Barracks episode today, ladies and gentlemen.
Silly smokes him, stuffs him in the oven, puts him in a body bag and fries him, Silly.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Tyler Polchow, aka TeeP, and welcome back to the Barracks, brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile, the #1 brand in prepaid. Today we're going one-on-one with Silly from the Minnesota Røkkr. He's a 2018 world champion in Call of Duty, been playing COD for the past 12 years, one of the longest running players we have here in the CDL, and it's going to be a fantastic episode to pick his brain about the CDL thus far, his team, the Røkkr, his success in Call of Duty history, how he got started. It's going to be a lot of fun, so let's get right into it. So basically what we're going to hop into here, Silly, we're going to pick your brain about recent events, your rise within Call of Duty, how you came to be as a pro player, and your team thus far in the CDL. So starting off today, we got the Game Changers segment. My first question that I got for you is your team, the Røkkr. I wouldn't call you guys like an underdog roster when you made your roster, but the expectations weren't anything crazy from a lot of people in the Call of Duty community. You guys come out, you start the year so insanely hot, proving a lot of people wrong with your teamwork and some high placings. As time has sort of gone on, since sort of the transition to online, you guys have been sort of like in the middle of the pack. You're currently ranked 5th.
I cannot believe Minnesota Røkkr would allow that to happen.
If you can update me on your current team situation, what's going on with you guys? Are you happy with your performance? Where's your head at there?
Our current performance in recent events, it's probably been about a 2-month slump. We're definitely not happy with it. I feel like the last event with Alex being injured was kind of unavoidable. But the 2 events before that were completely unacceptable from us. Obviously, we're one of the few teams that got hurt with the LAN online switch.
Yeah.
We're trying to power through that best we can. We're just trying to make our practice as good as possible, because people tend to slack off in scrims occasionally and things like that. We need to make sure that can't happen. We're doing a lot to improve for the next couple of events.
I love to hear that. You guys really proved me wrong. I was a big critic of you guys when you formed the roster. I didn't think you guys were going to be anything special, but I was very surprised, and I'm happy you guys proved me wrong. Your guys' teamwork, you guys seem to learn the game just much faster, probably attributed to not only you guys as individuals, but your coaching staff as well. You guys really set the bar in terms of teamwork early on in Modern Warfare, so props to you guys for proving a lot of us wrong. Has the sub situation, we'll go into more of like the whole injury thing with Alex. Exceed subbed in for the last tournament. How'd that affect or impact your team? Was it a negative thing? Did you guys have your heads on straight there? How do you feel like it affected your team with the sub coming in?
Props to Exceed. He definitely came in and played the best he possibly could regarding the circumstances.
Yeah, not easy.
I think that Seattle series should have been a for sure win for us. I think it would have been a 3-0 if we had any practice with Exceed before our actual match.
World champion shoulder peeks from Silly. Gunfight advantage is Silly gonna go over top, but Slack is gonna let him know.
It definitely hurt us a little bit being under practice, but I think he did a good job regardless.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like the same goes for any sort of substitution situation we've seen in the league right there. It's tough to get the same level of reps and to have to hop into a top tier match like that with you're basically coming in cold, not much chemistry with the team. Tough situation to be in for sure. As far as the injury goes, is Alex going to be back? Can you give any sort of update there? Or if you don't feel comfortable answering, that's completely fine. I'm just kind of curious.
So Alex's injury was kind of ongoing the week before our scrims, or the week before the tournament. Our scrims were kind of, hurt a little bit by it. I think he kind of didn't want to, hurt us and be like, oh, I can't play, guys, so he tried to power through it.
Tough it out.
He was immediately put into physical therapy, literally like the Monday after our event. He's already made pretty speedy recovery. Some great doctors that our org made sure he had on hand. So
that's great.
It's looking like he should be back for the next tournament. He's been playing, he's been playing fine. We've been practicing with him, and I think his thumb is pretty much full health.
That's great news.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you have to give props to the Røkkr organization. I feel like when something like this comes up, I feel like it's never been better. Like basically what you just described there, I'm sure your team has everything taken care of to make sure injuries like that don't last longer than they should. So to hear that he's back scrimming, you guys are continuing to improve, that's awesome news, and love to hear that. Switch it up now just a little bit. I remember going to Minnesota for the opening weekend. That event was absolutely amazing. When you joined Minnesota, how did it feel? How did it feel to be the first esports team in Minnesota? And how do you feel like the community has embraced you guys and your team?
In the beginning, it felt awesome to be part of the Minnesota, esports team. Minnesota sports teams have struggled in the past, so we kind of be that one outlier, that has a good bit of, success and something for the people to get behind. We had a really positive amount of feedback from all the fans and stuff. I feel like our home event was probably the best, LAN event this year. A little biased, but
yeah, no, it was awesome. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The venue was absolutely amazing. It's just a weird situation. I really would have liked to see maybe like another event there to see how people would have shown up, things like that, but out of our hands at that point. It's actually amazing to see you guys sort of come together from the different regions and things like that and have a community embrace you. Another great thing about franchising, it's more about the community. You bring these, group of people together, and a team like yours that, I don't know, maybe wouldn't have had the same sort of fan base otherwise, but the fact that you have the Minnesota fan base behind you now is just, it's something awesome to see for you guys. So you've been playing COD for a long time.
Oh yeah.
So world champion in 2018, killing the game, lots of success. And fun fact, me and Silly go back too. We used to play GBs way back when, Modern Warfare 3, late night S&D grind, dude. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with those, man. You've been on a lot of different teams, played so many different Call of Duty titles. Bring me back a little bit. What was the moment for you that you knew that you wanted to make this your career? You wanted to go full time? Was it a certain tournament? Was it a certain game? Bring me back to that moment where you just dove in.
I've been around since the beginning, played since Call of Duty 4. I feel like I've kind of always been right on that edge. I was always a really good player. Never really had, elite teammates or anything like that. Kind of just playing on and off throughout the years. During Advanced Warfare, my friend Dito gave me a chance on his team with Havoc and Llama God.
Okay.
I hadn't been grinding the game too much, and they gave me a chance just based off, they thought I was good. So I was like, all right. After I started, we started getting a little bit of salary and we started grinding a little bit. That was kind of when I was like, all right, well, maybe, I can actually do this and make it sustainable. Granted, I was still, trying to go to school back then and things like that. But yeah, that's probably when I dove in and, pretty much just started grinding.
That's awesome. So what was that? Was that Black Ops 3?
That was Advanced Warfare. That was our isolation team. Yeah.
ISO, okay. Yeah, that's awesome. So what was that? That'd be 2015. So that's sort of the year that you thought you had a chance, a good enough team to make it and go full time. That's actually amazing. Because I remember competing against you, and know you competed for a long time too. And a lot of people don't realize you can be really, really good individually at the game, but if you don't have if you're not in the right circle, or you don't get the right opportunity to get some good placings under your belt, it's really tough to kind of make your way up the ladder in terms of teammates and things like that. So it's a testament to you. I know you've been playing for a long time, and you sort of, it took a little while for you, but you stuck at it. And as soon as you got that roster, you definitely started to make waves. And sure enough, you were kind of the underdogs in that 2018 champs, but you guys took it by storm. You won that. And what a feeling that must have been for you, huh? How did winning champs feel?
Winning champs felt awesome. I feel like we worked really hard for it, and we didn't even qualify for playoffs at the event before.
Right. Crazy.
I feel like that kind of gave us an upper hand in terms of preparation for S&D, because tactical S&D was really important in World War II.
Yeah.
Throughout the year, a lot of teams did copy our smokes that Embry and Pat literally invented, started being meta throughout the year. So coming up with all new smoke strats and all new strats for S&D really sailed us through.
Moving forward, what's your daily schedule like? How many hours per day are you playing? Are you the number one grinder on your team? Who puts in the most hours for your team, and what's your daily grind looking like?
My daily grind starts at about 10 a.m. 6 to 7 hours of COD during the day, scrims, go to the gym, come back, play another 4 or 5 hours. I definitely feel like me and Assault are the biggest grinders on our team. Right now, though, everybody is grinding because obviously we need to. We need that extra practice, clearly. Right. So we're really working on just, playing together more, playing more S&D, playing more 10s, and really getting into it.
You brought up working out. That's something that I wish I did a little bit more in my career too. Would you attribute working out to you being a better player? Because I know a lot of people have sort of mixed thoughts on that. It's like, oh, you don't want to like burn your energy, so you're not ready to put full focus into Call of Duty, practicing things like that. But from looking back to my playing days, man, I really wish I was like more into fitness like I am now. What's your take on that?
My take on that, not trying to make too many excuses. Me and Barracks pretty much like live in the gym. Having 3 months without the gym and it kind of felt like we were living the same day over and over.
Repetitive.
Play COD all day, go back to sleep. Play COD all day, go back to sleep. I feel like it definitely kind of hurt us in terms of like how we played and even our confidence in a sense, not being able to go to the gym and kind of just getting fat here, like eating all day definitely hurt me and Barracks a lot. And I feel like the gym is pretty much essential for me personally to play well.
Getting a little lazy, ordering food a little bit more often, man. It's been a weird time for all of us for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys have been underperforming these the past couple events. Some unique circumstances that you're in. We brought it up earlier with Alex, the injury, things like that. How's practice been? Are we going to see you guys back at a semi, possibly a final? How do you feel like you guys are improving recently?
I definitely feel like we're improving a lot. Like I said before, I'm not trying to make too many excuses because there was a lot of, other things that happened that did, kind of hurt us in our tournaments. I won't say any names, but today we did only lose one map in scrims.
Okay.
We're back
That's pretty good.
2 weeks before Minnesota as well, before Alex was injured. We only lost 2 series in 2 weeks, and I think we're getting back to that form.
Okay.
So, we're on track. We're on track to do well the New York home series, and we absolutely have to. We cannot go out like that again. All of us hate losing, and need to gain our power ranking back.
Yeah, get your mojo back a little bit for sure. Well, it's awesome to see that you guys are performing better in scrims. Yeah, I saw Brian Saint tweet that your coach, like you guys were looking in form, and then the substitution happens. Probably just messed with your momentum a little bit. But hey, one map lost in scrims today. That's not bad at all. Moving on now, we have the Hipfire segment. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to fire some questions at you, Justin. We have 90 seconds on the clock, and I don't know if you've watched the other episodes, but we're going to keep track of your score and see how you rank against some of the other people that we've had on this show. Mox, Envoy, Grim6, Simp, Wuskin, and we're going to see if you can take home the number one spot so far. So basically, if you don't like the question that you hear, feel free to skip it when I try and get through all of these as fast as possible. If we need to come back to one, that's completely fine, but let's see how many you can get right. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, 90 seconds on the clock. We're going into it in 3, 2, 1. Who has most total kills in the league, Barracks or Assault?
Barracks.
Who currently has the most total deaths on the Røkkr?
ACEM.
Who has the most headshots on the Røkkr?
Assault.
Name one player on the London Royal Ravens.
Wuskin.
Which team currently has the highest overall KD?
FaZe.
What team currently has the lowest overall KD?
LAG.
Is the Røkkr overall team KD over or under a 1?
Over.
Which COD game had the Resistance multiplayer map?
Modern Warfare 3.
Which COD game had the Summit multiplayer map?
Black Ops 1.
Which COD game had the Overgrown multiplayer map?
Call of Duty 4.
Which COD game had the Terminal multiplayer map?
Modern Warfare 2.
Which COD game had Strike multiplayer map?
Call of Duty 4.
What stuffed animal Easter egg is found in many Call of Duty games?
Teddy bear?
Battle for Europe involves which 2 CDL teams?
Paris and London.
Methods plays for which team?
Toronto Ultra.
Nubsy is the head coach for which team?
Seattle.
What year did the first COD game release?
2005.
How many COD games are there total?
12.
Alrighty, and that's time. Bang.
Hopefully
You killed it. Right away, I'm seeing a lot of check marks on this document, dude. I think you definitely took the number one spot. Let me count all these up real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Damn!
Hopefully I got first.
Silly! You're number one.
Absolutely
Number one spot.
love that.
15 correct answers. Oh my God. The next people below you are at 11. 3 people tied for 11 right, and you just crushed them all. Oh my God. You might have just won the Barracks Hipfire, like for the whole season right there.
All right.
Oh my God. What a beast. You went on a nice little streak with the maps. That's what a lot of people have struggled with on the other episodes too. They got like the games mixed up with like Resistance and Summit and things like that. You crushed them all.
Yeah,
oh my
God.
God.
Got those ones for sure.
Dude, I remember all of them too. All the ones listed here, they're all pretty good maps too. Resistance kind of.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a good pub map.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome, dude. Well done there. Oh my God, you made everyone else look bad. What a beast.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Coming up next, we have a surprise guest for our next segment. It's called Staying Connected. And on the line, we have Alex. Alex, what's going on, buddy?
Not too much. Yourself?
Hey, dude, I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for joining us on the episode today. I got a couple questions for you. Sort of a hot topic within the league thus far. You're obviously one of the top SMG players in the league, but recently at this past event, an injury coming in. First injury-related substitution that we've seen a couple times this happen in Call of Duty history, but what happened, man? How you feeling?
I mean, honestly, at the time, I'm not too sure. I assume it kind of came from just playing a lot because we were grinding for the
slide canceling, bro, over and over again.
I was slide canceling a lot. We were grinding, but yeah, honestly, like just taking the time off, like resting it a bit, like getting some treatment done. Honestly, it's getting back to like normal. Honestly.
That's great to hear. Did you get like an actual diagnosis? Like, was it just like overuse, or was it something with your forearm? What happened?
They said it was like sprained or something like that.
Oh wow.
I'm not too sure. I assume they just said obviously because you use it a lot. Like it was something to do with just playing too much. Honestly,
yeah.
Like I said, not too bad now. Pretty good.
That's crazy, man. How did it feel having to watch your team play? I know you tried to tough it out. I think any player would try and do the same thing, but how did it feel watching your team have to try and play with a substitute?
Honestly, it was probably the worst thing I've ever had to do.
Yeah.
Because I was actually at the facility, like, just, supporting the boys, cheering the boys on, doing what I could do. But,
Helpless feeling,
honestly,
right?
just watching was honestly terrible. Like, I just wanted to, like, hop on and, just play. Like, sitting out it was a hard decision, but I kind of had to make it.
Yeah, I completely understand. Now a question to follow up for sort of both of you. How has it been for you, and what was the process, Justin, of picking up Alex, sort of a hybrid roster? You haven't really seen this too many times in Call of Duty history where, American players picks up someone from another region. I guess, Silly, you start. What was the process, and was he like a top prospect for you guys?
Yeah, so actually in the very first part of Røkkr, me, Adam, and Barracks kind of just came over as like a trio, and we're like, okay, we can all run ARs like if we need to.
Right.
So we need 2 nasty sub players, and we need someone fast. So like, we know Alex, we pretty much went after him right away. Even if he didn't have a ton of like offers in the first place, he was gonna get picked up on one of these teams.
Right.
So we were trying to snatch him. We needed a good Slayer, like a good just SMG Slayer on our team. So we went after him as soon as we could, and got him on the team.
And then Alex, for you, how's it been? I guess, is it different playing with American players? Is this one of the better rosters you've been on in your history? What's the experience been like for you?
I mean, it was definitely different, especially like moving to America, like technically to a team.
Yeah.
Like I knew people on the team, but like not too well, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was definitely an experience. But I feel like with our team, we just all kind of like meshed really well. We just instantly kind of like clicked from the start, and honestly, just ever since then, it's just been really easy.
Yeah, that's awesome. You guys obviously have a lot of team chemistry, some really solid finishes throughout the year thus far. Moving on now, you guys have obviously gotten to know each other a little bit better. If you had to pick one thing to change about Silly's gameplay, what would it be?
Honestly, with Justin,
give me something
honestly,
good.
I just need a bit more movement. I just need a bit more movement from Justin.
He gets lazy,
he switched,
man.
Yeah, he switched to default, so his movement has been better. I'm not gonna lie,
Hey,
but
you're
now and then he's looking a little bit stiff.
You're the
that's what I'm
perfect
saying.
person to say that. The guy literally got injured slide canceling too much.
Yeah.
He's putting his body on the line. He wants some more movement out of you.
That is true. That is very true. I will give it to him
he's got it.
recently. Recently, he's been way better. I'll give him that. But yeah,
That's
just a bit more
awesome.
movement.
And then other way back around, Silly, what do you got for him?
Please stop nading me, bro. Like
Team nades.
Wait, that's gas.
That's the only thing.
Wait, if you ask our team who nades like teammates more, it's definitely Justin over me. 100%.
So
100%.
I'll be like, oops, I naded you. Like, I'll throw a nade and be like, okay, I'm nading you. He'll throw a nade, I'll blow up, and then he'll just giggle into his mic. So it's completely different. No small talk out of him whatsoever.
Listen, bro, like now and then I may forget, but you definitely do way more than me.
Something
Way
must have
more.
happened in scrims today, bro. Like, who naded more? Who team naded more in scrims today?
Definitely
Him.
Justin.
Wait, no.
Oh,
wait, that's new path.
100%.
Oh,
We
man.
always say cool
See,
nades.
he's only
I
saying
don't
this
know,
because
bro.
we don't have a third party in here that can
Yeah,
help
right.
my case.
I mean, yeah, get the third party. That's all I'm saying.
That's hilarious, dude. All right, man. Great answers for that. And then Alex, last one for you. Can we expect you at the next tournament? Have you been practicing recently? Are you feeling better?
Yes, I said to myself I could not sit out and watch. So even if it wasn't even fully like good, even
Yeah.
though it is good, I'd be trying to play it, like, honestly. But yeah, we've been scrimming. Scrims have been going pretty good. By the time the event comes, we're gonna be back to prime form, honestly.
Amazing. Are you doing like exercises to like
Yeah.
help with that?
I mean, I've still got like doctor's appointments, just like
Yeah.
get a little bits of treatment on it, but it's more or less like 100% now.
Awesome, dude. Well, I'm glad to hear it. You've been amazing so far this year, and to see you on this Røkkr
Appreciate
roster has
it.
been a lot of fun to watch, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
Hey, thanks, dude. We'll see you. Moving on now, folks. We got the VOD review sessions. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up a crazy situation. We actually had Crim6 on a previous episode break down this same clip, but it's from the different perspective this time. It's from the Røkkr POV. It's from the LA Home Series versus the Empire. It's a crazy hardpoint finish on Hackney Yard. So, Silly, if you're ready, we'll play this video in 3, 2, 1. And sort of walk me through your thought process here. Like, obviously a crazy finish here. Hackney Yard, hardpoint in general on Modern Warfare can get kind of crazy. What was your thoughts and your team thoughts on this map?
Honestly, the later part of this map was just absolute chaos. Historically, this is pretty much, on paper, our best map. We're
Okay.
6-1 on it, even though, there's no reason we should have won this map whatsoever, but we somehow pulled it off.
What would you say is the biggest thing with your team being so consistent in hardpoint? Like, what do you guys think you do better than other teams?
I honestly think when it comes down to our hardpoint, I just think we end up, clutching up at the end of games is the biggest difference. I'm pretty sure our point differential between us and like other, top standing teams is probably less than 50 in every single one of our hardpoints. Like, we make 0 of them easy on us. This is a prime example. We just flipped ourselves out 2 times, and somehow we're back at the, back in the bad spawns. At this point in time on Hackney Yard, this is not what you want to see if you're trying to win the map. You're spawning on the outside. They have trophies everywhere. They're completely set up. This is usually a lost cause when it happens to other teams.
Be able to get in. They gotta fly. Go, go, go. Get in. They're able to get in. Everybody is into the point. 247. 247. It's madness inside. Røkkr. They do it. They do it. They do it.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that you guys were able to somehow weasel your way in here and end up getting the victory is you're not going to see that very many times. I feel like as the year has gone on, though, we've seen, I don't know, like P2 on Hackney Yard, for example, teams are starting to figure out ways to break it. It was sort of like the unbreakable before. I know the percentages on it are still like extremely low, but do you think it's teams kind of getting lazy with their setups? Do you think people are just better at hitting timings to break some of these quote unquote unbreakable hills? What do you think it is happening?
Pretty much. I think the main thing is that people are using their tacticals better. People are finding out new
makes sense.
smokes, ways to break. Also, recently we've went through a bit of a spawn change, which is a little more punishing if you're trying to break the P2 hill. So, if you basically push through the right side of the P2, you flip them out and, good to go.
Yeah, for sure. It's been crazy to see the amount of crazy clutches that your team has been able to have. And you said it there, Hackney Yard, one of your best maps. It's like you're not always winning them by a lot of points, but a win's a win at the end of the day. You guys are able to clutch it up. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Thank you. I love having those close games.
Nothing's better as a competitor for sure.
Yeah, when you're winning them.
Yeah, true that. All right, now moving on to top 3. Basically, I need 3 answers from you. Other than your current teammates, who are your all-time top 3 favorite players that you've played alongside in competition? Favorite 3 teammates of all time besides Røkkr?
All right, favorite 3 teammates. Boom. I'll give you number 1, Alec Arcitys. Good all-around teammate.
Yep.
You always know what you're getting out of him. Nice and consistent.
Back in the United days, good one.
Good all around the board. Apathy. Great teammate. Sacrifice himself for you. Runs in front of you. He goes donk mode, gunny on him at all times.
Love him.
Number 3, I'm gonna have to put a sneak pick in there and give it to ACHES.
Ooh.
Regardless of how much flack
The
he gets,
rare ACHES pick.
When he wants to try and he wants to be a good teammate, he is. I got to give it to him. He's a great teammate. He helped me be a lot better personally, and he really is a good leader, regardless of all of the stigma behind him.
I got a lot of love for Pat, but he's hot and cold when it comes to being a teammate for sure. When he's in it, man, it's like he makes your entire team better. He's such a good leader, but when he's not in it, it's goddamn annoying. I'll be the one to say it.
Yep, absolutely.
I like that. I was not expecting an ACHES pick from you. That's awesome. So Arcitys, Apathy, and ACHES. Actually, AAA. Look at that.
Sir.
That's awesome. Moving on now. We have TeeP's Takes. So in this one, we got some hot takes that have been going on throughout the Call of Duty community, Call of Duty League, players, recent events, things like that. I'm going to bring something up, and I'm going to give my take on it, and let me know if you agree or disagree, all right?
All right.
So people have been voting on social media, and I'd like people watching this episode to get involved with the comments too and let us know what you think for top contenders for potential MVP for the year. The vote that was going on was between Simp, Shotzzy, Cellium, and Slasher for overall potential MVP for the CDL season. So Simp is winning the vote, and I don't know if I agree with it so far. I might go with someone like Shotzzy. Again, I feel like Shotzzy is one of those players that might still be improving, so I need to see a little bit more time. Obviously, Simp's insane. He brings so much to the phase. Cellium's been nuts too. Slasher's been doing some work for Optic over there, but really they're not seeing too much success. I don't know. For me, it's close between Simp and Shotzzy when it comes to the overall vote. What's your thoughts on overall potential MVP so far? You can bring up someone from your team too if you want.
All right, so my potential MVP for the year thus far, I'm on the Shotzzy bandwagon myself. I feel like, let's say Champs is on LAN and he has another performance like he has been having. Shotzzy, without a doubt, playing against him, I feel like he's the hardest kill for me out of any other SMG player. He's got the best movement out of everybody that plays this game, period. And I feel like if he finishes out the year strong, he should have a guaranteed MVP in my opinion.
Dude, seriously, and the fact that this is his first season is like actually pretty scary to think about. There's like specific players that are able to like use and abuse the movement in a certain way, and you said it, like he just kind of glides. He looks like his POV is just very fun to watch overall, so that's why I definitely said him for sure. But again, lots of Call of Duty to be played for this season. We'll see how all these potential MVPs perform moving forward. We have Mutineers dominating with back-to-back home series wins. So we see the roster change come in with Awakening coming in for Mox. I actually kind of agreed with this roster change. I feel like Mox wasn't really fitting what they needed in terms of a flex player, some switches going along there. But now we get into the same conversation every single time because of our current situation with the league. Is it because of online? That's it. It's tough. We're in this weird situation where this is all we have, and I don't want to downplay the current matches and current tournaments going on. However, do I think a team like this would have had the immediate success like this if these matches were playing on LAN? And I probably have to say probably not. And it sucks because I think Awakening is an unreal talent. I think the roster changes that they're making are actually good ones, and the fact that they've been performing so consistently is great. And I hate to like say anything to take anything away. They look so damn good in these tournaments, but I don't know. They're good, but would I pick them to win champs? I don't know. It depends on the circumstances. It depends on what they do in these next couple of tournaments. There's no doubting that they're really good, but I don't know. What do you think about the Mutineers so far?
Right now, the Mutineers look like the best team without a doubt. We can't really hate on them too much because they are the first team to strictly make a roster change based off the online format.
Yep.
Hats off to them for that. I don't think there's any room here to discredit Awakening. You can clearly tell he knows how to play. His game sense and his game smarts are not determined by online. Granted, people could get nervous or things like that on LAN. He definitely has the talent there. Do I think they're beating FaZe like that in that domination if it's a LAN tournament? No, I do not. I do feel like that team will take a little bit of a hit if they, let's say Champs is on LAN. But, as of right now, they're absolutely the best team in this online format, and, hats off to them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you look at the individual pieces on that team, it's just top tier players in every sort of, role, if you want to call them roles in this game. But Skies has been insane. Pharaoh's come in and done absolute work. Awakening, a really great opening couple of weeks for him. It's awesome to see top talent, but we've seen in like Call of Duty history, it's like LAN is it's just a different beast in a sense. So it's going to be very interesting to see how some of these matches might play out on LAN. We'll see what happens moving forward, though. Again, props to the Mutineers. Absolutely phenomenal play so far. Winning back-to-back home series is not an easy thing to do with this format, with how this league works. So props to them. And I wish them the best of luck moving forward. Well, that's going to do it for TeeP's Takes. Thanks for giving me your thoughts on some of these topics. Moving on forward now, we have incoming. So basically, we're going to have some clips from the CDL broadcast. There's going to be specific words bleeped out in some of these that we're going to listen to. And our goal here is for you to try and figure out what that word is and see if you can get them correct. So the ones that we have picked out are from the FaZe versus Røkkr series at the LA home series. Alrighty, we got this first one ready. Ready to play in 3, 2, 1.
And one player snuck through. Number 4, it's Silly again. He's been on the map.
Oh, man. I want to say Menace. Is it Menace?
Menace. I feel like I probably answer the same thing. I think that's a pretty good pick. All right, so going with Menace, final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Bring up the answer right now. Gonna listen to that. Bang.
And one player snuck through. Number 4, it's Silly again. He's been a menace on the map.
Menace, winner. 1 for 1. Oh my God. I'll be the one to say it. You're making everyone else look really bad. A guy comes in, everyone else is having to listen to the clip multiple times. This guy's just like, oh yeah, Menace, chalk it up. Bang. The Hipfire segment smokes everybody. Incoming segment, 1 for 1 so far. Let's bring up the second. Let's see if we can get this one too.
All right, I'm good.
Alrighty, 3, 2, 1.
There's only 30 seconds left on the hill, so they don't want to necessarily themselves for the new hill. They want to make sure they're still in a favorable position to rotate across the map.
Go ahead and listen again if you want.
I want to say it sounds like Screw would have fit perfectly in there,
Yeah,
but I'm
know.
not too sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Screw. That one's the tougher one.
No, it's like
For sure.
It's tough because like there's several words that could fit in that one, but it's like they're on a broadcast, so they I like that. Okay, let's see. Pull up the answer real quick, and
There's only 30 seconds left on the hill, so they don't want to necessarily screw themselves for the new hill.
Oh,
let's go.
2 for 2. Oh my goodness, the guy cannot be stopped on the Barracks episode today, ladies and gentlemen.
Love that.
If the Røkkr performance is anything like how you're performing in these segments today, you guys are going to dominate and win the damn thing. Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Nice job, Silly.
Thank you.
Nice
thank
job.
You.
2 for 2 on the incoming. Number 1 spot on the Hipfire, man. The guy is just absolutely insane, dude. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
You're a beast, dude. I hope you guys continue to improve. Again, some weird situations that you guys have been put in, but I feel like with your teamwork, the coaching staff, and you guys are just like very intelligent players. So I feel like if there's anyone that can improve at a rapid pace and get back to what you guys were doing before, it's definitely you guys.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We definitely will. Promise.
Awesome, dude. Can't wait to watch you guys play at the next tournament. And thank you so much again for joining me, dude.
Yep. Thank you. Later.
All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this recent episode of The Barracks presented by Metro by T-Mobile, the #1 brand in prepaid. Make sure to check out the other episodes of The Barracks and subscribe to the COD League YouTube. We'll see you next time for the next episode.